We moving and booming. Welcome to another edition of the Pot Podcast with Tigmatic, and it's your boy, alongside with my co-host, the real Shay Rosa. Hey, what's going on, folks? And listen, I want to say thank you to everybody that's been watching. You know, you guys turned up a little bit in Canada and was watching my show, and you enjoyed the marathon as well when I ran the marathon. And I didn't get to thank you guys for that as well. But tonight, I have a special guest, and I would like to consider this person a special guest because we had some business dealings in the past. Okay? So I'm going to put it out there. This is my former boss, folks. WJXN's own. This is the owner, BerniciaWomack, but she's an author, entrepreneur, and she's about her business, folks. Welcome to the pot.
And I'm a mom.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me as well.
Okay, we need to see if we could turn you up some because you seem a little low. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get your mic going a little bit more. Okay. All right. Can you turn your phone to the side? Yeah, turn your phone to the side a little bit. Like so the screen can rotate.
Like
yeah, so there we go. There we go. There you are.
Angle. I gotta catch my angle.
Right, we gotta get the angles.
All right. So why don't we start off by tell the people a bit about yourself. Tell them what it is that you do out here, everything, you know, because I might have missed something, and tell them, you know, let the people know and get them educated.
I mean, I'm humble, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. So I finished my first book, my poetry book called The Poetic Memoirs of a Dark Angel on Fire. It is a love chronicle. There's a lot of passion in there. You know, it goes through the different ebbs and flows of love. So we're talking about lusting, you know, when you first get that crush, then it goes into, okay, this is my man. He's mine. I love him. Then it gets and then it gets heated. Like, hold on a second. Like, you start realizing things. And then after that, when you go through the fall, then you go through the phoenix, where you come up and you start, you know, kind of realizing yourself. And then you start the journey again. Because guess what? You don't just always just, you know, you don't just die after you miss the one love, you know? So, and let's see, and as well, yes, I am a co-owner of WJXN, TwoRockRadio.com, and it's actually been a pretty good journey. You know, kind of seeing how everything happens, because a lot of the stuff that we were doing, you know, when it comes to media and whatnot, you see the differences and what's going on with it, and then also too, it's changed, and and COVID actually did a lot of the changing too. So,
absolutely.
Right. And as far as, like, you know, with entrepreneurial stuff, that's my mom's fault. She put the entrepreneurial bug in me when I was a little thing, and I was around schoolyard selling blow pops and candy in my backpack.
A hustler.
And you know, selling popcorn balls on the corner. So, you know, that's where it all started. But yeah, it's definitely a journey. It's definitely a journey. So.
Oh, that's pretty cool. It's cool to know that you started off with a hustler spirit.
Yeah.
From mommy putting it in you, you know, that ambition. So,
yes.
So let's talk a bit about how you started to write books, how you became an author. What was the start of that for you? Break that down a bit. Okay, you're frozen a little bit here.
Okay, now?
Yeah, there you go. You better now. You was froze for a second.
So yeah, so when I was younger, I used to write poetry. That was my way to escape. And I actually wrote actually had a poetry book that was about this big. Encyclopedia Britannicas and all that. So I used to write. I put all my poems in Trapper Keeper, and they were handwritten. So
Mm-hmm.
I got brave enough when I was older. Well, actually, when I was younger, they wanted to take some of my poems and put them like out in books and stuff. But I didn't know the process. I was scared. I was more of an introvert, so that was my way of expressing myself.
Right.
So, and then, but I try to talk like that too, and it wasn't good. so,
This-
so Yeah. So I actually let a couple people read it and they were like, you need to get this published. So when I was about to get it published, the book disappeared. So I was like brokenhearted, but I remember some of them. And I told my grandmother I was going to write a book. And I promised her that. So she passed away. So I had to write my book. And a lot of my friends and my loved ones were telling me, like, you need to go ahead and do that and stop playing around. And we talking about this book was a lot of years in the making because I'm not going to tell my age. But but it was about
That's the secret, y'all. Y'all heard her.
time. Don't be trying to go in there and look. But yeah, that's how I end up birthing the book. And actually wrote it just with poems in it. That's it. And then all of a sudden something woke inside of me and was like, no, you need to write like this. And I changed my whole format. And that's how the book was born.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Shay, you have a question?
What do you consider yourself now? Like an ambivert?
Yeah.
Hey.
uh,
Yeah.
I go off how I'm feeling in my energy.
In your energy.
Okay. You got to position yourself. Your Wi-Fi is a little
I come
laggy
out with
right now. We try and get you right.
you
There
got
we
me now.
go. She's back. She's back with us.
There she goes. She's back.
Yes.
But yeah, I definitely I come out when, I need to have a little bit of, the energy is right. And then when it's not, I go back.
Right, right.
Oh, that's what's
We
up. That's definitely what's up. So, tell the people a bit about, how you got started with radio. Like, break that down a bit for people so that they can understand how the radio station came to life and why it is what it is now. And it's very popular. And I would like to say, personally, why I have this opportunity to say thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much. Um, I had a great time on y'all station. It was awesome. I would love to be back on. But we had a ball over there. Great topics. Eric kept me on my toes. Eric Echo, shout out to him. He trained me into this media thing, and it's done well for me. And I just wanted to say thank you. And I want to thank him as well. He'll be on soon as well, so I'll have him on the show. But I wanted to say thank you on the air so people can see and you can hear it from me directly. Thank you very much. You have helped me in my media journey, and I'm very thankful for that. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So yeah,
So
tell the people how I got started and how it was, you know.
the station was actually founded by Jermaine Jackson. Jermaine Jackson has Three Max and a Nerd, and so we were both in the entertainment. We were heavy in the entertainment sector. He was more so behind the scenes. I was kind of like in between. I was modeling, and then I was also doing like marketing and stuff, and directing different things with different brands. So he saw how I was working, how I was hustling, and I ain't take, you know what I'm saying? So he asked me like probably like 5 or 6 years before I did anything to come on with the station. I was like, nope, I got too much going on. And so circle back around, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. And I started. I have my lifetime membership, my United, excuse me. I have my national press release for a lifetime membership with that, and then as well, which we're going to start broadcasting, utilizing more, throughout the next, well, I say 12 to 18 months. And, we are looking for more shows, and, hey, yay, playing. but, but yeah, we're really excited about it. And of course, we had a lot of connections in the industry, so it was almost a no brainer. So once I figured that I get the flow of everything that I want to do, then it's just going to be amplified even more. So, and
Yes,
again,
it's an awesome station. Not just saying it because I work there, but I like the diversity on the station. And for those that did listen, some people used to get thrown for a loop, especially how Eric did things, because in the world of hip hop and R&B, he hitting you with some country.
yeah, right.
And it's given that sense of urge of different music that we need. I think the direction that you guys were going then was awesome, and I can't wait to see where you guys take it.
Yeah.
I believe in y'all. So, what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it straight like that. But that's pretty awesome. So, Shay, you have a question?
I do. So you said that you stemmed from starting with your poetry and your writing, and then you came into this love, this love memoir that you gave to us. And I'm really excited about how you spoke about it, which was very captivating. And so, where did you come up with the vulnerability in yourself?
Oh, hey, did you hear that song?
No, but I haven't. But I just, I want to know.
So that is actually one of my poems, a name of one of my poems. That's why I was laughing.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Oh, then we good. We're connected. That's good.
All right. So what I did was, let me tell you something. I used to be a tomboy. Okay. So
Excuse me.
I used to get to the point where I dressed like a boy. I didn't want to be a boy for real, but I used to be a tomboy, and I used to like playing sports. So when it came to like being vulnerable and everything else like that, it was kind of scary for me, and especially with people hearing my thoughts and my words. So that's why it took so long for me to put it out. But I just got to a point to where I was like, you know what? Somebody read something that I wrote, and they told me that I helped them. And I said, so my words might have a purpose. It might not, everyone might not connect with it. And I don't care. I don't care if they try to criticize whatever I wrote. Guess
That's the mentality to have, though. So, especially when you're trying anything, you don't worry about who's not listening.
We have a show, you're having a show. So when it comes to stuff like that, and I also realize, even when I play sports, that a lot of people they spectate and they're on the sidelines, and they have a lot of critiques and everything else. But if you're not in the game, you can't say nothing to me at all. And sometimes it does take certain people to be able to bring something to life, because you might say something on your show that might somebody to actually help them overcome an obstacle in their life, or give them the strength to move forward, or make them be like, you know what, he's doing a show or whatever, maybe I can do one too. A lot of people see, they expect, but they don't see how it's done. And when I was like, you know what, I can write this book. And somebody likened one of my poems to Michelangelo.
Yeah, she's a great.
What? Right. And I was like,
Yeah,
what?
Maya Angelou is beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty dope that you're not afraid to be expressive. And like you said, being vulnerable is something that's hard to do, period. Especially in these times,
Mhm.
right? So I'm gonna ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What was one of the hardest parts of becoming confident as a poet and putting these types of memoirs out? So like, what was an obstacle that you would say that you went through to just go through the process of just saying, you know what, here it is to the world? What was one of your I'm starting a little early. I know I'm starting a little early, but
No.
we press for time, so I'm gonna try to get in as much as I can.
So my hardest thing was so these are my words and I'm an adult, right? But I
Absolutely.
but I have two girls. So I had to sit and have a talk with them and then let them know, like, my thing was I never wanted to be in a position to where my children couldn't understand what I was doing. So for them being so young, um, family. I mean, family's family. We all grown. So if one of my older my older relatives didn't like something that I said, I'm grown and I did it, and I did it to touch somebody else, because when I was actually reading my book, someone was telling me that it could actually help someone that's in a relationship, a husband and wife or something like that. Those words could translate to them. And I was like, well, who am I to hold that back just because somebody else doesn't like what I wrote? And so I had a conversation with my children. I gave them the opportunity to kind of like hear some of the things that I wrote. Not everything, because some stuff is, they can't hear it. But my oldest, she can. But I kind of like sat down with them, and I think that was my major obstacle with putting everything out.
Okay, go ahead, Shay.
Right, right. So, did you feel that that was like what was one of the highs, one of your highs and one of your lows during this process? You know what I'm saying? Of putting out your
Yes.
airing it.
So let me tell you this, and I have the universe was telling me to do the book myself.
Baby.
Do it, put do the form, do do it for me. And and what ended up happening was I did it myself. So
Okay.
the graphic out for me, put together that book. That did. And then it was so I was really excited about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really put this book together.
He was like, me?
Hey,
Yeah, putting it together.
He's like, I did this?
hey, you did that. So
Right, right. My accomplishments. Come,
exactly.
just sit down. Just sit down. Stay.
Photographers were they did awesome job, period. Um so I use different photographers for the pictures that are inside of there. But yeah, and then of course my editor, she was really dope. I had a lot of people that were like really helping and just kind of schooling me about different things, just to kind of help guide me along the way. And then I just had to do everything myself. I got there, got on my computer, and just started making it work. You
That's
know.
what's up. That's definitely
Right,
what's up.
right. That's dope. That's
So,
dope.
what are some other things that you got going on right now? Let's talk about that before we get into the deep. We're gonna go a little deep in a few minutes. So before we do that, what are some of the other things that you have going on?
Well, I have an album that's gonna be launching pretty soon.
Ooh.
What type of album?
It's for the book. It's called Dark Angel on Fire.
Hey.
Ooh, music to the book. Okay.
And
Yes.
listen, folks, she got some dope photos that she's doing promo for. She put out already. She was in her modeling bag, y'all. You know what I'm saying? She put them out there. She wanted to get y'all attention. Look, my book is here. And it's on fire.
Yeah, I guess more too.
So you said you did modeling. Let's break that down a little bit. What was that like for you? And give some tips if you can.
It was pretty fun. Like I like that modeling aspect. Modeling got me out of being a tomboy so much. So I started being a little bit more girly, and because I like to dress up. So like different hairstyles, I like all of that because it was just different and fun. So when I was in front of the camera, I was somebody else. I was a model BB. And and then also I did runway. I did some runway, and that was really fun too. So I just liked showcasing, like showcasing clothes, because baby, fashion is just fun. You could be anybody. Like the station, you can have a country outfit on one minute, you got a skater outfit on the next, Barbie doll the next minute, a fashionista. I just loved it. So that's how I got into it. The biggest tip that I could say is when you're doing modeling, you gotta vet and be careful and be safe out there. There's a lot of creeps out there.
Absolutely.
And I think that was the scariest part. Like my friends and I, all a lot of my friends were models too. So we all would like work within a network, and we would tell each other like, hey, we're going here, we're doing this, what I need to bring. You know what I'm saying? We give each other tips. We would say, hey, don't work with this person, work with this person. And we will give honest, reviews on that type of stuff, because we were trying to make sure that we were safe. So, another thing for some of these young ladies, because we start getting to doing music videos and stuff like that, you don't always take your friends with you when you get booked for something. I have seen girls that took their friend, and guess what, their friend got the spot they were supposed to have.
Yeah, so that's cutting some of your money too, right?
Yeah, it's not really hating. It's just the fact that, like, if you're going to bring somebody else there with you, make sure that you're okay if they get, because you never know what they're looking for. And on top of that, you could bring, on certain sets, you can't bring people with you. Some people want to bring their whole family and their friends, their children, and all that. You can't do that. That's not professional. Like, it's definitely professional etiquette with certain things too.
Y'all hear it? Don't be no ratchets trying to be all in the video and all of that. Don't be no ratchets.
You can't bring everybody.
No ratchets.
Bring yourself. And if you have an assistant or somebody who comes with you, that security or one other person, then that would be professional.
Yeah, and
that's right.
About it, because listen, sometimes you can't bring anybody on a set with you. You come on a set, you bring somebody else, you ain't on the set.
You're sitting on the sideline until you're done work.
Right.
They say goodbye at the door, and then you
right. Right.
So, what do you love more, running the station or writing your books?
I could do both. I'm a Gemini.
Split decision. And once you make the decision, you know what you're gonna do. Very headstrong. I say that about Geminis. They're very headstrong. They know what they want to do sometimes, but they have another side. If you get on that side, then you might be left where you are.
Get on that side.
Yeah.
So nice and fun and free, and we be chilling.
Absolutely, very creative.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was growing up like? Break that down a bit to the people.
Yeah.
Growing up,
Yep.
well, always the new kid. My dad, my dad was in the Navy, so we traveled all over the place. I
Army
mean,
brat. Well, Navy brat.
yeah, my I would say I did learn a couple of I learned a few languages. I kind of lost them. You know, when you don't use it, you lose it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
So what were the languages though?
I learned Japanese, Mandarin, and Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah. So my brother speaks Mandarin. My sister speaks Spanish, and I was the one that actually really knew Japanese.
It's
Like,
pretty cool though. It's pretty cool.
yeah, but yeah, it was just
Awesome.
moving around. You know, I didn't live too many places, but it was pretty fun, and I got to learn about different people and cultures and stuff. So yeah.
It's on you, Shay.
Did you enjoy the other foods that you actually got to partake?
Some of
Tell me one of your
What was the
favorite
nastiest
dishes.
thing you ate?
Tell me one of your favorite dishes that you still eat today.
I like Japanese cheesecake. It is so, yes, it's so fluffy. Like I like cheesecake period anyway, but it's like fluff.
I salute you on that one.
Stuffy?
Yes, it's fluffy. You should try it.
Okay, okay.
The other little things that I ate that it was pretty cool. Like, of course, I'm always gonna like hibachi, of course,
Okay,
But
okay, yeah.
yeah, but they're like I would say, in other countries, like they don't really have concepts of sugars like United States. So when my dad was in Singapore, we would have to search for certain candies because they didn't really have candy like that over there. So and then but they had this one, oh my brother loves it, and it's just so disgusting. It's like a mound. It's like an upside down snow cone, but it's got beans in it. It's got like black licorice and some other stuff, and then they sprinkle.
You're talking about.
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
do. It's boba.
No.
Is it
Is
boba?
it?
But it has like it's kind of like in the morning they eat it, and it's like this green substance, but it has like these beans in it, and it has like these long things that are kind of limey, and yeah, it's not that bad.
Man,
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
ew.
Now that's
You have to
one
have
that I
had it to
probably
like
won't try.
understand the substance. It's the substance that she's talking. I understand what she's talking about. It's
Yeah,
the
I was like
consistency.
beans. I'm like beans. I'm like it's really ice, and then it's got a layer of beans in there. I was
Yeah,
like, it's so. I was like, what is this? Then dumplings, the pile dumplings that they had. Oh man, I used to love those.
oh, that's good.
Listen, ooh, see, look, you know, you about ready to go get some.
Ready to go to let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you had to highlight a specific time and moment in life,
Mhm.
what would that be? And why?
So, okay, so oh, so there was a time where I I ended up moving to Atlanta for a little bit because I wanted to be closer to my grandma. And during that time, you know how the universe is. Sometimes it's like you're doing too much. I want you to sit down. So it made me sit down. I had gotten into a car accident, and so during that time frame, I learned how to make money outside of just my own efforts, and also I was doing stuff with movies and stuff. doing extra work and stuff like that. It was pretty fun. But I had the opportunity to get really close to my grandmother, and she got to see those things come to fruition. The things that I was telling her that I wanted to do, and she was like, "Oh," she was just so happy. So that was, I think, that was probably that was a very hard time in my life, but at the same time, it was just, it kind of put me on a different path, and then it also gave me time to spend with her before she transitioned on. So I would
Rest in peace.
yeah, I think that would be like the biggest thing that, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So your grandmom was like your glue for you.
Yeah, her name.
Yeah.
Her name. Her name was Bernice.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Named after grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. Shay, go ahead, take it away. It's back to you.
I was gonna say to you now, growing up, who inspired you? Obviously, Bernice, your namesake, inspired you throughout your path. Were there any people within, like, you said a couple of your writing. Who was your favorite book writers or poets? Who your top 3? I won't say 5 because we're not doing the music tonight.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
say
usually
3.
do 5, and she gave you 3, so that's pretty dope. Yeah. Top 3 writers.
Or poets. You can say poet or writers that you'd like to put in there.
So, of course, Maya.
Yes, Maya Angelou, beautiful.
Yes, she's, I also like Langston Hughes.
Beautiful.
That's a strong one right there now.
And I'm gonna say this because I don't really.
We couldn't get it. We couldn't get it. You froze up.
I said Tupac.
Oh,
Tupac.
yes. His poetry is beautiful.
And the reason why I say that is because Tupac actually got me through a lot of my hard times. So you know what I'm saying? Like people think oh, no.
Yeah, you froze up again.
She froze. She's saying something good.
All that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bernicia froze up a second. You froze up, so we couldn't get what you said.
I said I liked how he put his words together. I like that. Like that. That's what I really like. So, So
yeah, he definitely had a way with words, and the way he put things together. I'm sorry. The way he put things together, he puts things in perspective for a lot of people, and people could relate, and that was one of his strong suits. And also the music was awesome.
Yeah.
And the production behind it played a significant part as well. So shout out to Pop for being one of the hottest ever and most influential people in our time ever, even after death.
Right.
Okay. We got what life was like. We got a few minutes.
Got one more because I gotta go.
Yeah, we got one more question. So I'm gonna ask the question that I always ask. If it was one thing in life that it has, I'm sorry, I'm tongue twisted today. What's going on with me today? If it's one thing in life that life has taught you, I can't even talk today. If it's one thing that life has taught you, what is that?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And you have to go through your feelings. You can't just keep hiding from them. You got to go.
Absolutely.
You have to feel. You got to feel deeply, and then you gotta let those feelings flow to the other side. Because when you try to block things and you try to, not express them or whatnot, it's like your body holds on to it, and that's not what it needs to do. That those feelings need to process and they need to get out of you. So when it comes to writing and anything, when you start having a feeling, if you have a hobby or you have a way to release it, you go through your feelings and release it. And, you got to control them.
Hey, now that's very deep. That's very true.
Mhm.
And I want to say thank you for coming on once again. We've been trying to do this for a while. I've been trying to get you for a while. Your time, is very limited, and I understand that. She's all over the place, folks. She be doing stuff. This is an entrepreneur. Y'all hear it? You know what I'm saying? And she does her thing. So I want to say thank you for coming on. Shout out your socials where people can find you. And also, I just want to do this just for old time's sake. Listen to WJXN 109.3, too raw for radio.com. You dig?
Yeah. Thank you. And
So it was great to have you on.
You too. Thank you very much for having me.
And folks, there you have it. BerniciaWomack came through. She dropped some gems on y'all. Told y'all about her book. And shout the book out one more time.
It is The Poetic Memoirs of a Dark Angel on Fire.
Hey, go cop that. Where can they find it?
They can find it on Amazon Books. And they can also hit me up and get one for me, and I can send them a signed copy.
Hey, y'all hear it? So once again, it's been another rendition of The Pot. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And like, share, subscribe on YouTube, folks. On YouTube, we growing a little bit, but we'll grow more. And thank y'all for watching. Deuces.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.